My beloved child, don't scroll, not now, not when your soul is standing in front of a truth that has been trying to reach you for months, a truth that your spirit felt long before your mind could understand, because what I'm about to reveal will move through your entire being like a shock you didn't expect but desperately needed. Listen closely, breathe slowly, and stay with me, because something enormous is unfolding around you right now, something you cannot see with your eyes but can already feel in your heart, something that explains the heaviness you've been carrying, the sudden waves of emotion, the strange quiet moments that made you stop and wonder if something bigger was happening behind the scenes, because it is. Someone who hurt you, someone who once took your love lightly, someone who walked away from your heart as if your feelings were replaceable, someone who believed you would always be there waiting, forgiving, breaking, healing, and then forgiving again, that same person is now paying a price that is heavier than anything they ever put you through. And before you blame yourself or feel guilty for their suffering, understand this deeply. This is not revenge, this is not punishment, and this is not because you wished them harm, this is the universe restoring balance, correcting the energy they disrupted, and protecting the heart they wounded without hesitation. They thought your tears went unnoticed, but the universe saw every one of them. They thought your silence was weakness, but the universe marked it as strength. They thought abandoning you would have no consequences, but the universe never lets a pure soul break without eventually breaking the source of the pain too. The truth is, the moment you let go, quietly, without drama, without begging, without fighting, the universe began to rearrange everything around you, pulling you out of their chaos and pushing them into the very emptiness they once left you in. And now, without you saying a word, without you lifting a finger, without you even thinking of them, their world has started to collapse in slow, painful, undeniable ways. Their mind is restless, their nights feel endless, and their spirit feels disconnected from everything they once found comfort in. They don't understand why nothing feels stable anymore, why every decision they make seems to backfire, why every connection suddenly feels empty, why life feels heavier with every passing day. But you, my beloved child, you know why. It's because they touched a heart that was never meant to be played with. They mishandled a soul that was sent as a blessing. They took advantage of your innocence, your patience, your loyalty, never realizing that every time they hurt you, the universe was quietly taking notes. You tried to love them through their brokenness, you tried to understand their pain, you tried to carry their wounds even when your own heart was bleeding, and they mistook your compassion for dependence. They mistook your softness for vulnerability. They mistook your forgiveness for weakness. But the universe knew who you were, even when they didn't. And now that you have detached, now that you have reclaimed your energy, now that you have stopped giving more than you receive, something powerful has shifted. You may have felt it recently, the sudden peace, the emotional release, the moments where your heart felt lighter for no reason at all. That was the universe pulling your spirit out of the weight they once placed on you. At the same time, the person who hurt you has been feeling a tightening in their chest, a heaviness in their mind, an uneasiness in their soul that they cannot escape, because life has finally begun showing them the truth they refused to see when they had you. Losing you was not a small loss, it was the beginning of losing themselves. And even though you are not there, even though you have moved forward, even though your silence has replaced every explanation you once gave, they can still feel your absence like a shadow that follows them everywhere. They try to distract themselves, but nothing works. They try to replace you, but no one feels the same. They try to pretend they don't miss you, but their heart betrays them every time your memory surfaces. And while their world becomes more chaotic with each passing day, your world is becoming clearer, softer, lighter. Your path is opening. Your intuition is sharpening. Your strength is rising. Because the universe is not only removing what hurt you, it is preparing what will heal you. This heavy shift you're feeling is simply the energy clearing itself, making space for blessings that were blocked for too long because you were connected to someone who could not carry the weight of your heart. My beloved child, stay with me, because your rise is only beginning, and the universe is about to show you why everything had to happen exactly the way it did. My beloved child, don't scroll, stay with me, because what comes next is where the truth grows sharper, clearer, louder, and the universe begins revealing what your heart has been sensing but couldn't put into words. Listen closely, because the shift happening around you is not random, not accidental, not a coincidence. It is the direct result of your soul pulling its energy back from someone who never deserved the depth of your love in the first place, and the person who once hurt you is now facing the consequences of their choices in ways they never imagined. They walk around pretending to be strong, pretending to have moved on, pretending nothing affects them, but their spirit is shaking beneath the surface because they feel the absence of your energy like a cold wind that never stops blowing, a silence that never stops echoing, a void that never fills no matter how many distractions they run toward. And the truth is, my beloved child, they didn't realize how much of their life's stability came from the calmness of your presence, the softness of your heart, the loyalty of your energy, the light you carried effortlessly even when you were hurting inside. When you loved them, life felt easier for them. When you supported them, their burdens felt lighter. When you stood by them, their world felt more balanced. They never thanked you for it, never acknowledged it, never noticed how much you actually held together, but the moment you walked away, the moment your energy withdrew, the moment your heart stopped offering itself to someone who treated your love like an option, everything in their life began unraveling piece by piece. And now, whether they admit it or not, whether their pride allows it or not, they are living inside the consequences of losing someone who carried more value than they ever understood. Their plans keep failing, their relationships feel empty, their connections don't last, and every new person they meet only reminds them of what they lost, because no matter how hard they try to replace you, your energy was one of a kind. Your heart was rare. Your loyalty was rare. Your presence was rare. And life is showing them that what they took for granted was never promised to them in the first place. My beloved child, understand something deeply. You were never the weak one, you were the anchor, the healer, the blessing, the calm, the stability, the love that life gives only once to those who know how to cherish it. They didn't cherish it. And now the universe is teaching them a lesson they cannot escape. Their nights are long, filled with thoughts they can't silence. Their mind revisits moments they didn't value, their heart remembers the warmth they rejected. They may not say it out loud, but regret has started sinking into their bones. Meanwhile, you are stepping into a completely different timeline, one where your energy is being protected, your heart is being elevated, your path is being cleared. You felt it, haven't you? The sudden detachments, the emotional releases, the random moments when you felt lighter for no reason. That's the universe cleansing you from everything that once drained your spirit. You are becoming someone new, someone stronger, someone clearer, someone wiser. You are no longer chasing, you are attracting. You are no longer begging, you are aligning. You are no longer compromising your worth, you are embracing it. And as you heal, your glow is returning, your strength is rising, your identity is rebuilding, and every step you take forward pulls them deeper into the realization of their loss. Their downfall isn't your revenge, it's their lesson. Your rise isn't their punishment, it's your rebirth. The universe isn't hurting them for you, it's showing them the truth they refused to see when they had the privilege of your love. And now, while they sink into the consequences of their choices, you are rising into blessings that were always meant for you but couldn't reach you until you let go of the person who was blocking them. My beloved child, stay with me, because what is coming next for you is bigger, brighter, softer, and more beautiful than anything you've walked away from. Your story is shifting, and the universe is preparing to place you exactly where your heart was always meant to be. My beloved child, don't scroll now, because what comes next will touch the deepest corners of your spirit and finally bring clarity to the things your heart has been feeling in silence. Listen closely, because while you have been healing, rising, evolving, and slowly returning to yourself, the person who hurt you has been sinking into a storm they created with their own hands, a storm that grows stronger every day no matter how hard they try to pretend everything is fine. They walk around with a smile that doesn't reach their eyes, they laugh in ways that sound hollow, they speak confidently but their voice trembles inside, because the truth is catching up to them, pressing on their conscience, weighing on their chest in a way they can't shake off. What they once dismissed, avoided, or ignored is now knocking loudly on the doors of their mind. Every lie, every manipulation, every moment they made you feel small, every time they treated your emotions like they were meaningless, all of it is returning to them like a mirror they can't look away from. They try to distract themselves with people, conversations, noise, anything to drown out the guilt, but nothing works, because everywhere they go, life reminds them of the one heart they mishandled. Their days feel distorted, their nights feel longer, and their dreams are filled with unfinished conversations and unspoken truths. They wonder why they can't feel peace anymore, why their spirit feels disconnected from everything they once enjoyed, why they walk around with a heaviness they can't explain. And the truth is simple, my beloved child, they are finally feeling what they made you feel. The emptiness they left you with has become their own emptiness. The confusion they pushed you into has become their own confusion. The regret they thought they would never experience has become the very thing they wake up with and go to sleep with. And while they are drowning in the consequences of their actions, you are rising into a version of yourself they never believed you could become. You're not the same person they hurt, you're wiser, calmer, stronger, more aware of who you are and what you deserve. The universe has been guiding you toward your healing in ways you didn't even realize. The sudden emotional releases, the moments when old memories resurfaced only to finally lose their power, the days when you felt tired for no reason because your soul was cleansing itself from their energy. You are not breaking, you are transforming. You are not losing, you are releasing. You are not being abandoned, you are being redirected. And while they feel the loss as punishment, what you're experiencing is preparation. The universe removed them from your path not to hurt you, but to protect everything sacred inside you. And as you rise, something inside them collapses, not because you wished them harm, but because their spirit finally understands what their ego refused to see. You were the blessing they were never ready for. My beloved child, let this truth settle gently into your heart. They are waking up to the reality that your presence was the calm they didn't appreciate, your love was the safety they didn't value, your loyalty was the gift they mishandled. And now they are haunted by the realization that they can never return to the version of you they once knew, because you have outgrown the very pain they caused. You are stepping into a timeline where your worth will be undeniable, your peace unshakable, your glow unstoppable. And as you rise higher, their regret grows deeper, because life is showing them exactly what they lost when they broke the heart that would have given them the world. Stay with me, my beloved child, because this shift is far from over, and what comes next for you will be even more powerful than anything that came before. My beloved child, stay right here and don't scroll, because what unfolds now is the moment where the universe begins revealing the purpose behind every silent tear you shed, every lonely night you endured, every painful truth you swallowed just to keep going. Listen closely, because while you've been rising in quiet strength, the person who once took your heart for granted is now standing inside a reality that feels unfamiliar, unstable, and overwhelmingly heavy, a a reality shaped entirely by the consequences they once laughed at or dismissed. They thought you would always be available, always forgiving, always holding on, but now they are waking up in a world where your absence is louder than anything else, a world where nothing feels steady, where their mind keeps replaying moments they never appreciated, and their heart keeps revisiting memories they tried so hard to ignore. They scroll through messages they once left unread, they revisit pictures they once forgot about, they reimagine conversations they walked away from so easily, and in every single memory, they feel the sting of the love they mishandled. Their pride tries to silence their regret, but their soul refuses to let them forget the truth: they lost someone irreplaceable. And while they are drowning in confusion, you are stepping into a chapter where everything begins to align in your favor. You've noticed the subtle shifts, the sudden peace in your heart, the random moments of clarity, the strange emotional release you didn't understand. Those weren't mood swings, those were signs of transformation. Your soul has been healing, your energy has been clearing, and the universe has been guiding you into a version of yourself untouched by their chaos. You are no longer chasing validation, no longer breaking yourself to keep others comfortable, no longer shrinking to fit into spaces that never deserved you. And the moment you stopped bending for people who never learned how to hold your heart, the universe began lifting you toward everything you once thought you would never have again: real peace, real love, real stability, real blessings. But for them, the shift has been the complete opposite. Their confidence is cracking, their certainty is fading, and every attempt to build something new falls apart before it even begins. They meet new people, but no one feels authentic. They try new connections, but everything feels shallow. They distract themselves, but every distraction leads back to the memory of the one person who gave them more than they ever deserved: you. And the irony, my beloved child, is that they still don't know how deeply they are being affected by your absence. They think it's stress, or bad luck, or life being unfair, but what they are truly feeling is the energy they created returning to them. Their world is mirroring the way they treated you: unstable, unsteady, uncertain. Meanwhile, you have become quieter, calmer, and more selective, not because you are broken, but because you have learned your worth. You no longer let everyone access your heart. You no longer allow chaos to enter your space. You no longer give pieces of yourself to people who cannot handle your depth. And this new strength, the strength they never believed you would have, is the very thing causing their regret to rise. They see your glow returning, and it scares them. They feel your energy pulling away forever, and it breaks them. They sense your heart healing without them, and it destroys them. They once believed you would crumble without their presence, but now they are crumbling without yours. My beloved child, understand this deeply: you are not the person they hurt anymore. You are becoming the person you were always meant to be, and the universe is preparing blessings so big, so peaceful, so aligned, that the person who broke you will not even recognize the version of you that rises next. Stay with me, because what's coming your way is something they were never meant to hold, and everything you are stepping into is far greater than anything you ever lost. My beloved child, stay with me and don't scroll, because what I'm about to reveal is the moment where everything begins to shift in ways you never imagined, where the universe starts tightening every loose thread and exposing every hidden truth that was kept from you. Listen deeply, because while you've been quietly rebuilding yourself piece by piece, the person who once shattered you is now facing the silent consequences of every tear they caused, every lie they told, and every moment they treated your heart like it was something that would wait forever. They are walking through their days with a heaviness they cannot explain, a restlessness that follows them like a shadow, a discomfort that lingers even in their happiest moments, because their spirit knows the truth their ego refuses to admit: they lost someone they were never meant to lose. The void they created in you has now become their own void, an emptiness they cannot fill no matter how hard they try. They talk to people, but the conversations feel empty. They try to laugh, but the joy disappears quickly. They try to move forward, but every new door seems to close before they even touch the handle. And while they're silently falling apart, you are discovering parts of yourself you never realized existed, strengths born from pain, wisdom shaped by heartbreak, clarity sculpted by silence. You're beginning to understand why certain people suddenly drifted away, why certain memories resurfaced, why certain emotions hit you out of nowhere. Your soul wasn't breaking, it was clearing itself, preparing for the blessings that were always meant to reach you, blessings that couldn't come while you were carrying the weight of someone who wasn't meant to stay. Meanwhile, they are realizing that your absence wasn't just a missing person, it was a missing piece, a missing balance, a missing energy that once held their life together far more than they knew. They feel your distance like a cold wind they can't escape, and every time they sense your energy slipping further away, their regret grows heavier, louder, sharper. They replay memories you have already healed from, they revisit moments you've already released, and they reread conversations you no longer carry in your heart. Their guilt is becoming their teacher, and their regret is becoming their punishment, but none of this is yours to carry anymore. You are rising into a time where your heart is finally being protected by forces greater than the pain you survived, where your soul is being guided toward new experiences you once believed were out of reach, where your worth is being recognized by people who will treat your love as the sacred thing it is. And even though the person who hurt you may try to pretend that they're unaffected, life keeps reminding them that their actions have consequences. Consequences that now follow them everywhere. They feel small where they were once confident, lost where they were once sure, unstable where they were once in control, because the universe is showing them exactly what happens when you mishandle someone who was sent to be a blessing. But you, my beloved child, are finally stepping into your healing, into your power, into your destiny. You're no longer breaking, you're blooming. You're no longer giving away your heart freely, you're protecting it. You're no longer questioning your worth, you're embodying it. And as your light grows stronger, their shadows grow darker, not because you wished it, but because life is aligning everything exactly as it should be. You were never meant to stay wounded, you were meant to rise. And now your rise is becoming the very truth they can no longer run from. Stay close, my beloved child, because what comes next will show you why the universe removed them and why your future is preparing to unfold in ways more beautiful than anything you've lost. My beloved child, don't scroll now, because what comes next is the moment where destiny begins revealing the deepest truth behind everything you've endured, and you need to hear this with the same courage that carried you through your darkest nights. Listen carefully, because while you have been slowly rising from the ashes of your pain, the person who once hurt you is sinking into a reality shaped completely by the choices they made, a reality they can no longer escape, no matter how hard they try to pretend otherwise. They move through their days with a weight pressing on their spirit, an uneasiness that won't let them breathe fully, a restless urgency that keeps whispering your name into their thoughts even when they don't want to hear it. They try to fill the emptiness with distractions, new conversations, temporary people, meaningless moments, but nothing sticks, nothing satisfies, nothing brings peace, because the universe has closed every door they once walked through so confidently. Their heart is unsettled, their mind is loud, and their spirit feels fractured in a way they cannot understand, because they are finally experiencing the emotional chaos they once forced onto you. They didn't know how deeply your presence held their world together until the day your energy began fading from their life, and now they feel the absence of you in every quiet moment, in every failed plan, in every sudden wave of regret that hits them without warning. Meanwhile, you are transforming in ways you may not even fully see yet. Your energy is becoming lighter, your intuition is becoming sharper, your strength is becoming louder, and every day you step further into the version of yourself you were always meant to be. What they broke in you has become the very fire that strengthens you, what they tried to diminish in you has become the light that now surrounds your path, what they took for granted has become the greatest lesson in your self-worth. You've started to understand the power of walking away with silence instead of explanations, letting go without bitterness, healing without seeking validation from the one who caused the wound. And your silence, the same silence they once mocked or ignored, has now become the very thing that haunts them, because it speaks louder than your words ever could. They scroll through their memories searching for you, they revisit your messages wishing they had responded differently, they replay every moment where they could have chosen you but didn't. And with each passing day, the universe shows them what life looks like without the love, stability, loyalty, and warmth you once offered so freely. Their world feels smaller, colder, and more unstable, because they never realized that you were the calm in their chaos, the softness in their harshness, the clarity in their confusion. But none of this downfall is your concern anymore, because while they struggle to piece together the fragments of their choices, the universe is lifting you into a chapter that holds everything you thought you lost, the peace, the love, the purpose, the joy. You're no longer being tested, you're being prepared. You're no longer being broken, you're being rebuilt. You're no longer being drained, you're being blessed. And the more you rise, the more they feel the weight of losing someone they were never meant to hurt. Their regret grows louder every time your glow gets brighter, their guilt deepens every time your spirit feels lighter, their pain intensifies every time your heart heals more. My beloved child, understand this with your whole soul. You are stepping into a future they won't have access to, a destiny they won't be part of, a blessing they cannot stand beside. The universe is elevating you beyond everything they tried to limit. Stay with me, because what's coming next for you will silence every doubt you ever had and reveal why the universe had to remove them before it could bless you. My beloved child, stay with me and don't scroll, because what you're about to hear is the moment everything comes together, the moment destiny reveals why you had to walk through heartbreak before stepping into your power, and why the universe needed to remove certain people before it could elevate you into the life you were always meant to live. Listen closely, because while you have been healing, rising, learning, and outgrowing the pain that once held you down, the person who hurt you is now standing in the center of their own consequences, finally realizing what they lost and why life has been collapsing in ways they can no longer control. They walk through every day with a heaviness that clings to their spirit like a shadow, a constant pressure they can't escape, because their heart knows exactly what it did, even if their pride refuses to admit it. They feel your absence like a wound that won't close, like a silence that screams, like a truth they can't unhear. Every time they try to fill the void with someone new, the connection feels empty. Every time they try to move forward, their steps feel heavy. Every time they try to forget you, memories return sharper than before, reminding them of the love they mistreated, the loyalty they ignored, the softness they took advantage of. And while their world dims, your world is beginning to glow with a light you thought you lost during your darkest nights. You are stepping into opportunities that were blocked for years, meeting people who reflect the love you always gave, experiencing peace so deep it feels like a new language your heart is learning. And the universe is making sure you understand this: you were never being abandoned, you were being protected, redirected, and prepared. The same moments that broke you became the moments that shaped you. The same heartbreak that tried to destroy you became the force that awakened your strength. The same silence they left you in became the space where your soul rebuilt itself stronger than ever. And now, as you rise higher, the universe is letting them watch from a distance they cannot cross anymore. Not because you need to see them fall, but because they need to see who you become without them. They need to see the version of you they never believed you could grow into, the version who loves themselves, the version who refuses to settle for half love, the version who knows their worth without needing validation from someone who couldn't recognize it. They are finally understanding that losing you wasn't just losing a person, it was losing a future, a blessing, a connection their soul will search for endlessly but never find again. Meanwhile, you are walking into a chapter that feels nothing like the pain you survived. You're reclaiming your joy, protecting your peace, discovering your purpose, and rising into the life you always deserved but couldn't step into while carrying the weight of someone who wasn't meant to stay. And the most powerful truth of all, my beloved child, they are paying the price for breaking you, but you are receiving the reward for surviving them. Their regret will follow them through every door that closes, and your blessings will meet you at every door that opens. Their silence will haunt them, and your glow will guide you. Their loss is permanent, but your rise is unstoppable. The universe is not just healing you. It is honoring you, elevating you, and rewriting your future with more love, more stability, more abundance, and more peace than you ever imagined. Stay close, my beloved child, because this isn't the end of your story, it is the beginning of the chapter where everything finally starts falling into place, exactly as it was always meant to be.